probably the thing that is the forefront of the MMA news right now is Ronda Rousey, who doesn't do a lot of PR, decided to come out and go on Bert Kreischer's podcast. Before you play this, Jen, one of the issues here, I'll probably defend a lot of Ronda, right? I'll defend some of her points, and then also I do have some questions. One of the issues here is, and we're seeing this more and more common in our sport, and Bert's a close friend. I absolutely adore Bert. Ronda going on Bert's podcast would be like me going on a Baseball Insiders podcast. You know, it'd be like me. Like, I love the Dodgers. I don't miss a game. So glad they won. I'm sad it's over. I felt bad for Toronto. Anyway, I like baseball. I don't know the ins and outs of baseball. I'm a fan. I watch all of it. I love my Dodgers. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, like actual inside baseball, game plan, what the manager's doing, you know, pitching, the bullpen, the other leagues, all the ins and out, the details of the game, dude, I'm a 2-stripe white belt. Bert is a 2-stripe white belt in fighting. So Ronda comes on there, and some of the stuff she said, if she just went on even just a normal MMA podcast, there would have been some pushback for some things she said. But Bert, he doesn't really know some of the references, like when she was like Khabib this, and there's no other champions, you know, who are beloved. And it's like, whoa. Just anyone has just a general overview of the sport can rebut a little bit there, but it doesn't do Ronda, doesn't do Bert any justice when one's an expert, one's just a general fan. Because all she's doing is talking at him, and there's no rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she would have went, I think the best thing she could have done is, obviously you guys are going to say I'm biased, but the best thing she could have done is go on Rogan's podcast. Now, obviously there's some ill will towards Rogan, which we can get into. But Rogan to see it from both sides. Like, yeah, maybe I was a little critical, and when she says that stuff about the champions, Rogan has the knowledge where he can kind of push back a little bit, and then maybe they have a general conversation and they come to an equal understanding that informs the casuals and the hardcores, but it answers a lot of questions. You don't get much from this when it's just her speaking at Bert, who's a casual fan. He's going, yeah, I think that makes sense, you know? It's one of the problems we have in mixed martial arts is, you know, this is no different than not Netanyahu going with the Nelk Boys. Big platform, Nelk Boys are great. Not going to get much pushback. I don't know if those guys are up to date on the political climate when it comes to that stuff. So again, it gets views, but Netanyahu can get views wherever he goes. Ronda's going to get views wherever she goes. She could have went on anybody's pod in this, you know, because she doesn't do it a lot. For me, I think it would have been better for Ronda if she would have went to somebody. I'm not saying me in the least bit. I take myself out of this. Luke Thomas, Pete Carroll, Chuck Mendenhall, Ariel. There's so many people out there that she could go on their pod, and it just have a knowledge, just to be like, I hear you, but what about this? Do you wish you would have done this different? You know, there's someone just with a knowledge where you can kind of lead her down this road and just ask questions and get her thoughts on it. Because the thing about Ronda's wicked smart, man. Wicked smart. You know, she's a super smart person. So there's a lot of built up resentment in there. And it just, she's not this type. It comes off as so mean and arrogant, and that's not her, you know. And I think if there's again, this isn't on Bert. This isn't his job. So I'm with Bert. Hell yeah, come on. What do you want to talk about? You know. So this isn't anything against Bert. You guys know I love the fuck out of Bert. But I think that's one of the problems. And then this is the narrative, you know. So play this. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have everything I want. There's nothing that would really change my life.
Let's do price points on this.
Okay, $1 billion.
$150 million.
$1 billion.
$350 million.
$1 billion.
You're just fighting Bert Kreischer.
All right. I will beat the shit out of you in your backyard for this house.
How long do I get to train? I was just talking to Joe on the walk over. How long for me to train to beat Ronda? That'll never happen.
He wouldn't know. He's not an expert. He's a fan with an audience.
That's interesting.
Pause it. Here's the other thing I don't get. Here's the other thing I do not get. Bert and Joe are close. Other podcasters have, especially in the comedy world, have other comics on, and those hosts are close with Rogan. When you bring somebody on and they throw a jab at your boy, I don't understand how you just let it ride or have fun with it. Oh, what? How are you not defending your boy after all he's done for you? Even if say it wasn't Joe Rogan, say it was a lower level guy. If he's one of your boys, I don't understand how you don't defend them or stick up for them. It's such cuck behavior. I don't understand. I'm not saying he needs to get in a fist fight with Ronda. I'm not saying these other comedy podcasters have to die on the hill and defend their boy. But what you're not going to do is come on my platform and throw jabs at one of my friends. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Continue. I don't get it.
How do you feel about you?
Never fought.
He fought Taekwondo, right?
Never fought. That's not fighting. It's not fighting.
Well, I'm going to exit this conversation. No,
I don't want you to get any bad DMs. We need to get out.
So to defend Ronda too, at Ronda's level, with like the type of fighting she's done and her accolades, a guy like Rogan, like Brian would tell me, oh, I fought before. You haven't fought. Now, to the average person who's never been in any competition, yeah, they can say they fought. If you're talking to Ronda Rousey or someone that's fought at the highest level, when you go, oh, I fought, I did Taekwondo, I did karate, I did Kung Fu, I did Jiu-Jitsu, you didn't fight. That's the equivalent of me going up to Freddie Freeman and go, I played baseball. Dude, when you extended on that out to win the World Series when Mookie for the double play, dude, I did that. I did that in middle school. He go, what? Oh, we're not. What? No, it's not even the same thing, dude. So some people see it as a jab, and it is, but from Ronda's viewpoint, her perspective, and what she's done in combat sports, and this isn't Rogan, Callan, insert anybody who says they fought, but when you get to the UFC level, when you get to the elite level, your definition of fighting is going to be different, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's not a knock on anybody else, but when they go, I fought, hold on. You didn't compete in mixed martial arts at the highest level. Because to Ronda, that and her standards are super high, which is part of the reason where she's at. Her standards are so high. So to say that to someone like that's where that comes from, And I think most fighters are going to say that. Now, they might not say it on a big podcast, and there's a way to handle that, but that Ronda's very direct, and there's also a lot of resentment. Now, the way Ronda's handling this PR stuff that she's doing, I don't know if it's to sell a book or what. I don't think she's come out and fighting, but what made Ronda great is I've told you guys this. She's like a Kobe Bryant. She's like a TJ Dillashaw. She's such a fucking savage in every aspect of life. She's such an absolute winner. So it's going to be, when you're an absolute winner, everything's very direct, very to the point, no bullshit, cut the fat. when you're not competing and she still has this fire that comes out like this. When you're competing, people are, oh, I can't wait to see her fight. But when you don't have a competition coming up and you're retired, it comes off, it's harsh. That's what it is. Her resentment when it comes to MMA fan base, I think for her, it's tough. And I don't think she pays attention to online stuff. I think she hears what people say to her, and she probably read the comments back in the day. But it's not just a Ronda thing. It's like it's the culture, of just America in general, of the world for that matter. Like online is very negative. Our sport is very negative. And so for her, that's she's viewing it like that. Now, everyone gets it. Nobody gets out unscathed. Everybody gets it. But she has to take some accountability of why she gets it so bad. I have to take some accountability why I get so much hate, right? Everybody does. So for Ronda, it's like, yes, it's negative, and there's a lot of hate, and you don't get your credit. I agree. She doesn't get her credit. But you got to take some accountability, the way you've handled the loss. Because everyone built you up, which you earned all of it, man. You're talking about the Royce Gracie of female sports, one of the greatest female athletes ever, top 3, top 5, So she deserves all the accolades. But when she sees all this backlash and she has so much resentment, part of it is some of it's your own doing. The way you handled the Holly Holm loss, the way you handled the PR before the Amanda Nunes fight, the way you disappeared after the Amanda Nunes fight. So some of that's on her, and some of it, it's hurtful and it's super toxic.